We're a team that didn't finish at the rim at all tonight, nor make our free throws. You know, we've really tried to emphasize not fouling, and we fouled. I thought we defensive rebounded well tonight because, you know, we're playing against guys that are 4 inches shorter than us. So I don't think that anything can be taken from that phase of the game. But overall, it's a healthy experience because our guys get out there. We have not worked on really a lot of things: zone offense, zone defense, inbounds plays, half-court offense. We have no set plays in. We have no late-game situations that we've worked on. We've literally been half-court trying to locate and getting back on defense and trying to locate, and none of those things worked out real well. So we'll go back to work tomorrow morning at 11. We'll go practice again tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Get 2 in, at least have a film to watch against our opponents to reinforce some of the things that we think are important that did not occur. On the positive side, I thought that you know, we got some play out of Mike Pettis that was, you know, inspiring. He was steady, didn't try to do too much. He took good shots, tried to guard his guy. You know, I thought he played fine. We have got a long way to go, but we knew we'd have a long way to go. I'll give you a brief history of our teams early. First game at USC, we lost to Cal State Northridge. Then we lost to Oral Roberts. Then we beat Anchorage by 1 in our third game. The following year, we had a loss to Loyola Marymount in the preseason in an exhibition game. Then we had a loss to Cal State Fullerton in a scrimmage the following year. We had a loss that same year to Mercer to open the season in year 2. We haven't been a very snappy bunch early, but we've gotten better as the years progressed, and I trust that this team will as well. Well, it's just that what we work on is we try to get something established that we can do before we move to Plan B, and then after we get Plan B established, we move to Plan C. But we want to be able to do the core things of what we think win games well before we advance to C, D, and all the way down to Z. So we're probably at maybe A.5 right now, and we've got a long way to go. But that's okay. That's okay. We understood that it would be this way. We've had, I guess, 12 practices, maybe 13. I don't know. But we will get better. It was important, and that's one of the reasons why we started the group that we started. We wanted to see how we would play without Stone in the game. If Stone has an injury at some point, how will we play? Who will we go to? It's better to learn those things now than learn them in January and December. Well, we're going to use multiple ball handlers. You know, whoever gets the ball off the board will advance 2 hard dribbles. We still think that's the quickest way to break and get the ball from one end of the floor to the other. And we allow them to power it out. Guys that can get to power it out. Now, Claude won't be powering it out, 2 or 3 dribbles. Wayne won't be powering it out. But we're going to, you know, there's one other thing that we wanted to look at tonight: who could, who couldn't. Didn't like the fact that we walked into play after made baskets. You know, we like to advance it quickly into play. We didn't do that very well either. But again, if you don't work full court enough to this point in the season, then that's probably a result of that. You know, the guys are trying. They're trying, and they've got a lot to grasp. But we'll get there. Allowed the dribbling that they've had. We've got one of our 4 offenses. We're going to allow that to be in there until we can grow, you know, and get on, because they're familiar with it, and we knew we were going to have to play in 11 or 12 days. So we allowed. I guess we were in there probably 5 minutes. I think it's a good thing. I think it's, you know, something that has to happen, Fred, for us to be a good rebounding team, because we're not real big, and we're going to have to rebound down. We're going to have to rebound from the perimeter down to go get boards, and I think that's a real positive. Right now, we're just flowing into play. You're seeing no set plays. We're just flowing into either motion offense or the dribble game or whatever with multiple ball handlers. They can, you know, Randy knows that he can initiate offense. Christian knows that he can initiate offense. Pettis can initiate offense. Julian can initiate offense. So they're all, I guess, 3s or 2s or 1s, but they're just playing multiple spots. And where we define the numbers is who you're guarding. Are you guarding the 1? Are you guarding the 2? Guarding the 3, which was much like our teams played at USC offensively. Now, when we're running set plays, then we will have a lead ball handler that will get us into that play. And I would guess that would be Julian while he's out there. So it's really not a departure from what he has done. We just haven't gotten to that point yet. You know, you can't get fooled by numbers in a game where you're playing against 6'4" guys. I think either rebounding or scoring numbers. So, you know, what we see again in practice every day, you know, dictates that we've got a ways to go in that area. You know, Claude looks like he'll be able to play in spurts, you know, but you know, my wife could tell that he got tired, you know, during stretches of that game. So when he does, you know, we need to have the hook on him and get him out so that he can change into the floor, because that's an important thing to what we do. But I thought the minutes that he was out there, he was able to score. We'll go back and look at the defensive lapses and see his numbers on the rebounds and where he was in terms of every other phase. Who's he helping defensively? You know, we've been out there practicing every day. So to be honest with you, it was like, I can't believe we're actually going to have to play because we're not really ready to do this. That was my initial feeling, is that this team is not ready to play in any game-type settings, although it's a necessary part of the process. And I'm glad that we did. I'm glad that we experienced it. But I'm also glad that we have 2 more weeks before we have to play a very good Pacific team.
First game, jitters, nervousness, you know, getting off all the rustiness, all that, you know. Pretty much, we're just, you know, trying to get, it was our first game and everybody's trying to get used to Coach Floyd and, you know, the way he wants us to play. That was pretty much it. We had fun just because it was our first game, but as you all probably saw, we just got to get better. We got to get better in all aspects, defense, rebounding, all that.
It's the first game, that's what it was, you know, it was the first game. A lot of things to work on, but we'll get back to work and get those things fixed. I think we're all mostly excited to play against someone else besides ourselves. You know, we had a lot of practice against each other, you know, scrimmaging each other. It's good to get out there just playing somebody else, you know, see new defense, new offense, new personnel. Obviously, our defense was one thing we focused on. We have a lot of work to do still, but we'll get back to work. In the beginning we were a little bit. It was hard to adjust a little bit. But I think the second half we calmed down a little bit, got more familiar with it. But our effort was good all game. That's one thing we can say. We worked hard, our effort was there. Now it's a matter of getting things together, you know, cleaning things up.
We got a lot of stuff to improve on. You know, we haven't got much in as far as offense or defense, but the main thing is defense. You know, in transition, you know, we wasn't getting back, or if we was getting back, you know, for the guards, we had to get all the way back into the paint until our bigs come back and let us out. And the bigs was kind of, you know, they wouldn't give back and they wasn't letting us out as fast, and they just kept shooting. But that's mainly what Coach Floyd told us, you know, give back bigs so y'all can let the guards out, because we didn't know they was gonna come out shooting like that, because we didn't do a scouting report. But you know, as the game went on, you know, it was continuing to happen. You know, we wasn't closing out on shooting. The way Floyd want us to play, you know, especially the point guard that's holding the other point guard, he want us to turn them, you know, all the way down the court. And you have to be in shape to do that, or else, you know, you're gonna get beat every time. And like we didn't get any offense in, but the main thing we should be worried about is defense, because it wasn't offense. You know, we played horrible on defense, but like I said, we got a lot of work to do. You know, we'll come in tomorrow, watch film, see the areas we did good and see the areas we did bad, and just improve from there.
Yeah, it was like a one-on-one. You know, he's always teaching us, you know, on and on. So, actually, he was telling us to execute better. You know, some things he was used to seeing us do in practice, we weren't doing in the game. You know, like executing better on the screens, on defense, hedging, getting back in transition. You know, they got a lot of fast break points. You know, that's something we definitely could have stopped. But like I said, it was the first game. You know, guys sort of, you know, glad to be out there, glad to be back in it. But It's a lot of things that we need to work on. I mean, you got like a couple thousand people out there. It's gonna be a little jitters, you know. Like I said, it's not a dramatic change from last year, but you know, we still got to develop chemistry, you know, with the guys we still have here, you know, and getting the freshmen, you know, to pick up the pace a little bit. I mean, they did good out there, you know, but you know, it's college, you know, they got some adjusting to do too. So they're like everybody, but overall, I feel like we did good. It was a good first game. We came out with a W. So.